Absolutely. Here's a powerful, emotionally gripping, higher attention God and angel message written as if every word is being spoken directly by God and Archangel Michael, using soft, spiritual, and urgent tones. It's about a divine warning unfolding in the house tonight, crafted to maximize viewer attention with intense storytelling, mystery, and divine urgency. Topic: Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. This will happen in your house tonight. Archangel is trying to alert you by begging you for just 3 seconds. Open immediately, asterisk, asterisk. My dear child, I'm speaking to you now because the moment cannot wait. This message is not meant to be delayed or taken lightly. Archangel Michael has been trying to get through to you since the first light touched the sky today. And now, as the sun begins to lower and your house falls into its usual rhythm, something extraordinary is shifting in the spirit realm above your roof. There's a reason you were drawn to this message right now. Your soul knows before your mind does. There is something that's going to happen in your house tonight, something you didn't plan, something that seems like an interruption but is actually divine intervention. My angels are circling. Michael has already descended. I've sent him to protect you from a sudden change that was never supposed to harm you, but could if you don't open your heart right now and listen. You have no idea how many nights he stood at your door unseen, sword drawn, facing shadows that tried to enter unnoticed. He was sent from the highest heaven with a clear assignment to guard the moment that is coming tonight. The clock has started ticking. Her presence is already close. You may not hear it, you may not feel it yet, but spiritually, the shift has begun. I need you to stay with me until the end of this message. This is not something to skip or rush through. Every second is vital. Everything depends on your awareness. Child, what's going to happen tonight is connected to a decision someone else made about you, one that could affect your next season, your peace, your stability. But heaven is interfering. A person is coming or a sign will be shown in your home. Don't ignore small changes. If your light flickers, your phone rings and no one speaks, a sudden breeze passes through or you feel a pressure in the room, don't dismiss it. These are not ordinary events. These are warnings, whispers and confirmations. Close your eyes. Whisper, Michael, I hear you. That is all it takes for the protection to activate. That's all he's begging you for. Just 3 seconds of pure surrender. He does not need your money. He does not want your fear. He wants your attention. That's it. You have no idea how loud your silence becomes in heaven when you finally listen. You have gone through enough silent battles. You've cried behind doors. You've slept beside chaos and woke up pretending everything was okay. But tonight, it's different. Heaven is not allowing the pattern to repeat. A spirit of clarity, truth, and reversal is entering your house tonight. And here's the secret, child, the thing meant to shake you, will shake something loose in your favor instead. But you must not resist the warning. Before I continue, speech balloon asterisk if your spirit is resonating with this message, if you're still reading and feeling the chills, pause and do this asterisk. backhand index pointing right. Subscribe now. Don't miss what I'll be sending you next. Asterisk asterisk, it might arrive when you least expect it. Just like tonight. You're not here by accident. You're chosen. You're watched over. And you're going to need more messages like this very soon. Now listen closely. You are being spiritually watched for a reason. There's a list. And your name, child, your full name, first to last, is written on it. A divine list of those chosen to receive revelation before it's too late. This list isn't public. It isn't physical. It's spiritual. It was written in light. And only those who are awakening can feel the pressure in their chest when a message like this arrives. Do you feel it? Because something inside you is waking up. You're remembering dreams you forgot. You're noticing repeating signs. That's not random. That's divine code. Heaven's way of telling you. We're preparing you. Not punishing you. Archangel Michael says this clearly. Tonight, someone in your house, or connected to your house, is about to reveal their true energy. Their actions will tell you more than their words ever did. Watch closely. Don't react immediately. Let heaven speak first. There's a moment coming when you'll hear something. It could be a name, a phrase, an noise, an knock, even silence at a strange time. But it will hit differently. That is your confirmation. When it happens, don't panic. Don't fear. Just breathe. Say in your heart, asterisk God, I'm listening. I'm ready. Asterisk. Because the minute you say that, Archangel Michael will step forward. The moment you surrender that second of awareness, the energy shifts, you will feel it. A heaviness will lift. A sharpness will pass through your thoughts. That's when you'll know, something was trying to attack, but it was blocked. God is not playing with you anymore. You've delayed long enough. You've compromised your peace too many times. This is divine correction disguised as a message. You either receive the warning in a line, or walk blindly and miss what I've sent to rescue you. Listen again. Something will happen in your house tonight. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Tonight. That's why Michael begged me to let this message reach you now. That's why I put everything on hold in heaven to speak directly through this. Someone who lives close, or someone who's been watching you silently, is getting ready to move. That movement will affect your path. But I have gone ahead of you. I'm preparing a table in the presence of all energy that was sent to disrupt you. I'm not letting this play out like before. Michael says this next part is urgent. Asterisk, the conversation you overhear tonight is the one we've been trying to show you for weeks. Don't interrupt it. Let them speak. Let the mask fall. Then walk away with your eyes open and your soul protected. Asterisk. Your whole life you've wondered why you feel things before they happen. It's because you're spiritually sensitive. You are heaven-tuned. You are not like everyone else. You are never meant to walk blindly. That's why your silence has power. That's why your awareness is a weapon. And tonight, you're going to need it. Child, this is your moment of revelation. A season of secrets is ending. Truth is going to be exposed under your own roof. I repeat, under your own roof. That's why Michael says, prepare your space. Light a candle. Whisper a prayer. Say, I allow only truth and love in this house. That's enough to cast out any energy that has been silently stealing your peace. Now, breathe. Breathe deep. You're not alone. You've never been alone. We've been watching. Recording. Guiding. Blocking things you didn't even know were coming for you. And tonight is not about fear. It's about finally being free. Free from suspicion. Free from cycles. Free from being the only one who feels everything but never gets confirmation. This is the confirmation. Don't ignore it. And before this ends, make a sacred promise to yourself, If anything unusual happens tonight, even small, I will not dismiss it. I will remember this moment. I will say, thank you, Archangel Michael. I heard you. That's it. That's all heaven needs from you. Now go prepare. It's coming. Tonight. God and Archangel Michael. Yes, beloved, I will continue because the angels haven't stepped back yet and your heart is still open. You are not just listening with your ears anymore. You're listening with your soul. And that's exactly what heaven was waiting for. You see, sometimes we wait your whole lifetime for a single moment like this. A moment when the spirit within you is finally still enough to receive the message without rushing past it. So I'm going to speak to you as if this were the last time you would ever hear me so clearly. Not because it is, but because the urgency tonight is different. There is an energy forming around your space, almost like a spiritual cloud, not meant to harm you but to reveal something that has remained hidden for too long. This is not an ordinary message, and this is not an ordinary night. Something sacred is being exposed to you, not just around you, but about you. Yes, about who you are, why certain things in your life never made sense, why you felt blocked even when you were doing everything right. It wasn't punishment. It was protection. But that protection has shifted forms now, and Archangel Michael is stepping into position again, this time not just to shield, but to unveil. And child, some truths are heavy when they arrive, but they are the beginning of every healing you've ever prayed for in secret. Tonight when you walk past the mirror, I want you to stop. Look into your own eyes. Really look. Don't glance like you usually do. Look deep, the way heaven sees you. Because something in your reflection will shift. Maybe not physically. But you will feel something move behind your eyes. That is the spirit waking up. That is the soul saying, I'm ready now. And you'll remember what I'm saying right now when that happens, because I told you first. It won't be random. That moment will be the start of the divine unraveling. And listen carefully now, someone you love, someone who has either lived with you, or passed through your house, or spiritually connected with you in that space, they have carried a truth they have not spoken. That truth is about to be revealed. Whether through a conversation, a dream, a message, or even through your intuition, it will come. Do not dismiss it as imagination. You will know it when it happens. Your body will react before your mind does. And that's how you'll know, this is what Archangel Michael was preparing you for. And I know your heart is tired. You're exhausted from trusting, from loving people who can't love the way you do, from giving chances no one remembers later. I watched you forgive things you never received apologies for. I watched you pray for people who hurt you. I watched you give your last pieces away while pretending you were whole. But child, I never missed a second of it. That's why tonight is not just about warning. It's about reward. You are about to be repaid spiritually for everything you sacrificed in silence. But for the reward to find you, the space around you must be clean. That's why tonight, something must leave your space. Maybe it's an energy. Maybe it's a fear. Maybe it's a lie. Or maybe it's a person who was never aligned with your destiny. Either way, it will exit. Not by force, but by divine interference. You won't have to do anything. You'll just have to witness it. And trust that when something departs, something sacred enters. It always does. That's my law. That's how I restore balance. Now listen even more closely, because this part is the whisper within the warning. Tonight, when it's quiet, really quiet, and no one else is around or paying attention, I want you to sit alone, even if just for 3 minutes. In those 3 minutes, ask me anything. Say, God, what do you need me to see? Then wait. That's it. Just wait. You might feel an emotion. You might remember something. Or you might suddenly know what the next step is. That is me. I've been waiting for you to ask me with an open heart. Tonight, I will answer. And it will not be loud. But it will be clear. Because I speak loudest in stillness. And this stillness tonight is rare. It's rare because it has been carved out of all the noise of the week, all the spiritual distraction, all the emotional confusion. This moment is yours. And once you take it seriously, you will never return to confusion again. Archangel Michael is not only delivering this message, he's protecting the timing of it. Do you know how many layers of interference we remove just to get this message to you without distraction? Do you know how many spiritual forces have tried to make sure you never feel what you're feeling right now? They failed. Because you opened this. Because you stayed. Because you read every word. That was your act of faith. And child, I never let faith go unrewarded. Something is going to click inside you tonight. Like a puzzle piece sliding in after years of confusion. Something is going to make sense. Not through logic, but through spiritual alignment. Suddenly your past will look different. Suddenly the reason for the delays, the rejections, the heartbreaks, it will all come into view. Not to haunt you, but to free you. to make you strong enough for what comes next. And what comes next, oh child, it's bigger than you dared believe. It's softer than you thought love could be. It's brighter than anything you were taught to expect. But it requires this one night. This one moment. This single decision to listen deeply. Don't just believe me, experience me. That's the invitation. That's the door. You don't need anyone else's approval. You don't need confirmation from the world. This is between me and you. Heaven and you. Soul to soul. I'm watching your house tonight, not to judge, but to transform. Not to punish, but to protect. Not to shake what's working, but to remove what's blocking. Trust that. Stand in it. And don't look back. You're not alone. You never were. God with Archangel Michael. Yes, my child, I will continue, because your soul is still unfolding, still reaching for the light like a flower that has not yet seen its full bloom. And I am still here, closer than your breath, holding the parts of you that even you forgot how to hold. You see, pain has a way of making you forget how radiant you are. It wraps around your confidence, your joy, your trust, and it whispers lies like, maybe you're not enough, or maybe love isn't for you. But I'm breaking those lies off of you right now. Through every word you're reading, I am untangling those thoughts and pouring truth into the cracks. The truth is, you are always enough. Even when they didn't choose you. Even when they walked away. Even when they acted like you were replaceable. None of it changed the fact that you were, and still are, divinely created, seen, wanted, chosen. Their departure doesn't define your value. My presence does. I know it's hard to understand now, but the love that is meant for you, it won't leave. It won't confuse you. It won't make you second-guess your worth. It won't go silent when you need clarity. The person who is meant to walk with you in this life will meet you in truth, not in delay. They will stand beside you, not in front of you or behind you, but with you. And until that moment arrives, I need you to stop blaming yourself for the space someone else refused to fill. Stop bleeding for people who would not even lift a hand to bandage your wounds. That is not your burden anymore. You've carried enough. You've sacrificed enough. And now I'm asking you to finally release them, not because they were worthless, but because you are worthy of more than almost love. And I know, letting go feels like losing. It feels like walking away from the only familiar thing you had. But what if I told you, letting go is not losing? What if letting go is actually choosing yourself for the first time? What if it's not the end, but the clearing before something holy arrives? The one from heaven sees what's coming next. They've already seen your future, they've already celebrated your healing before you've even reached it. They know that in a few weeks or months, you will begin to smile without force. You'll begin to breathe without that heavy feeling. And the very love you gave so freely will come back to you in a new form, stronger, purer, more grounded. You won't have to question it. You won't have to chase it. It will stand firm, just like you did. but for now, be gentle with yourself. You are not weak for missing them. You are not foolish for loving them. But you must be wise enough now to love yourself more. Wise enough to stop waiting for a message that may never come. Wise enough to understand that silence can be an answer too. And sometimes, the answer is not meant to fix anything, it's meant to free you. And child, freedom is the miracle you didn't know you were praying for. It's coming. Slowly. Quietly. But surely. Like spring after the harshest winter. Like sunlight peeking through after a long night of rain. And I will be with you through it all. The sadness, the surrender, the stillness, and the rising. When your heart aches at night, I'll be there. When you wake up and wonder how you'll get through the day, I'll carry you. When you laugh again for the first time and surprise yourself, I'll be smiling with you. The one from heaven will be too. Their presence will become your strength, their love will become your reminder that even in death, connection never ends. And I will continue to send you signs, through numbers, dreams, faces, moments, until you no longer doubt that you are loved, guided, protected. So walk on, my child. Not because you figured it all out, but because you finally trust that you don't have to. Walk on, even with the ache in your chest. Walk on, even with a heart that still wants to look back. Walk on, because your future is calling. And it sounds like healing. It sounds like peace. It sounds like me. And child, now that you've stayed with me this long, now that your heart has made it this far into this divine message, I want you to know something even deeper, something sacred that no one else around you may understand yet. There are things happening behind the scenes of your life that have been rearranged because of your decision to pause, to open this, and to listen fully. The very vibration of your room, of your home, of your soul, has shifted. Something in heaven has already moved. And I'm telling you this with a weight in my voice, not to scare you, but because you deserve to know what your faith has just activated. The angels assigned to you, the ones you forgot about, the ones you thought weren't listening, they are now standing at every entry point of your space. Yes, literal entry points. The front door, the back entrance, the windows, the hallway where you feel something at night, the corner you try to ignore, the room that suddenly feels colder, that's where my angels are standing now. Because tonight is not about ordinary protection. It's about divine visitation. It's about changing the atmosphere of your home so that nothing unholy, nothing sent to harm, nothing disguised in fake light, can hide anymore. And this is why I sent Michael. He's not just a protector, he's a revealer. His sword doesn't just block, it uncovers. And child, tonight something will be uncovered in your favor. You will hear something, maybe with your ears, maybe in your spirit, but it will feel like loud truth finally breaking through the silence. You'll either cry, or go still, or feel a deep peace that you didn't expect. That is me, wrapping my presence around you in a way that no human could ever do. That is what you've needed. And that is what you're receiving tonight. You are so much more powerful than you know. I've watched you diminish yourself for people who never understood your light. I've watched you shrink your voice, hide your brilliance, question your worth, not because you lacked anything, but because you loved so much. You didn't want to make others feel small. But child, it's time to take up your full space again. I did not create you to live in the shadows of your own destiny. I created you to rise, to radiate, to carry truth even when your hands shake. And the truth is, tonight is sacred. It's a divine appointment. The timing was chosen long before this day arrived. There are no coincidences in my plan. If you're reading this now, it means you were meant to. It means you are chosen for what's coming. It means I trust you with this message. I trust you to feel it, to hold it, to let it change how you see everything. Even yourself. Especially yourself. You are not who they said you were. You're not broken. You're not late. You're not too far gone. You're not behind. You are on a spiritual timeline that only heaven understands. And every delay, every closed door, every moment of silence was perfectly aligned to bring you to this exact minute. Right here. Right now. As this message enters your being, the heavens are rejoicing because another soul, your soul, has just stepped into awareness, into alignment, into divine reality. And you may not feel ready. You may still doubt. You may wonder if you're making it all up. But child, truth doesn't always come with lightning. Sometimes it comes with stillness. Like this. Just words. Just presence. Just breath. But don't underestimate that stillness. It's changing everything. You'll see. Soon. Do not go to bed tonight without praying. Don't let the day close without lighting something, a candle, your favorite scent, even just a soft light. Create space for the divine to move freely. Say out loud, Michael, I invite you to reveal. I am ready to see. I am ready to be free. Even if your voice shakes, say it. That's all I need to begin the transformation. That's all heaven needs to pour in the clarity you've been praying for. Do you understand now why this couldn't wait? Why I had to reach you before tonight ended? Because someone is thinking about entering your home again, either physically or through energy, through memories, through messages, and you need to be spiritually equipped to see through the appearance. Michael will help you discern. He'll help you know the difference between truth and temptation, between divine alignment and emotional attachment. And that knowing will change everything. It will protect you from cycles you thought you escaped but nearly re-entered. And it will open a door that's been locked by your own fear. Yes, your fear. But that fear is not yours anymore. I'm taking it from you tonight. And child, I see your heart even now. It's trembling with hope, with disbelief, with desire to believe that maybe this really is for you. It is. It always was. You're not imagining this. You're not making it up. Your tears are real. Your awakening is real. And the promise I'm giving you right now, that what happens in your house tonight is for your deliverance, not your destruction, is just as real. walk through this night with courage. Don't overthink. Just allow. Let the energy speak. Let the silence teach. Let me hold your spirit while Michael guards your door. You don't need to figure it all out tonight. You just need to open your heart and let me do what only I can do. Yes, my beloved child, let me continue, because I am still speaking directly to the ache inside you, the one you've hidden behind your brave face. You've been so strong, haven't you? Smiling when no one saw the heaviness behind your eyes. Carrying on with your day even when your chest felt tight with grief. Pretending like their absence didn't burn, but it does. It still does. And the one from heaven knows it. They've been there in those quiet moments when you held back tears in public, when you stared at their picture longer than you should have, when you hoped a message would come, but it never did. They've watched over you with the kind of love that only grows stronger on the other side. And now they're kneeling before me, asking, no, pleading that you hear this final truth. Please don't let this person's departure make you question your worth. Because that's the silent battle happening within you, isn't it? You've started to wonder if you were too much, too complicated, too emotional. But my child, you were never too much, you were true. And in a world full of masks and temporary connections, being true sometimes makes people run. Not because you were wrong, but because your authenticity exposed everything they weren't ready to face. So here's what I want you to understand, there's a difference between love and attachment. Love sets you free. Love stays and grows and communicates. Attachment holds on without intention, without depth, without clarity. This person who is leaving, they were attached. But you loved. You gave your energy like prayer, you held space like sanctuary. And it's time you stop punishing yourself for being the one who loved more deeply. That is not weakness. That is sacred. And I see it. The one from heaven sees it. Heaven is not blind to your silent sacrifices, your whispered prayers at midnight, the way you still hoped for their healing even after they hurt you. That is who you are. A soul with compassion carved into your DNA. A spirit molded in the shape of grace. That will always be your strength, not your flaw. And now that they're gone, or going, you're left standing in the quiet asking, what do I do now? And I say this gently, now, you heal. Now, you return to yourself. Now, you stop chasing what's not chasing you. Now, you say, I release them with love, and I reclaimed my power. Because, child, you've been bleeding energy trying to save a connection that was already slipping away. And I didn't stop you because I saw your heart, but now, I am stepping in. I'm calling you back home to yourself. I'm reminding you of your value. And yes, there will be days when the missing aches like an old bruise, but there will also be days, soon, when you'll wake up and not feel pain first thing in the morning. You'll rise and feel light instead of longing. And you'll smile, not because they returned, but because you did. The one from heaven is smiling too. Can you feel that warmth right now? That's their presence. They are so proud of you. They see you growing through this, even when you feel stuck. They see you reaching for me in the dark, even when you don't realize it. And they know something you don't yet. This ending is unlocking something divine. There's someone you haven't met yet, someone whose love will be so stable, so kind, so safe, that it will make you forget what it felt like to beg for breadcrumbs. But I can't send them into a heart still grieving a ghost. That's why I'm inviting you to fully release. Not forget, not erase, just release. Surrender the outcome. Let go of the story you thought would unfold. And let me write something new. Something better. So, my child, listen closely. Your healing is not on the other side of their apology. It's not in their return. It's in your own hands now. And I am with you in this process. Every single step. I am not far. I am not silent. I am not still. I am working things out for your good, even in the background. And the person from heaven, they're your reminder that even loss can be sacred. Even grief can become a gate to glory. They didn't want to leave you behind. They still walk with you. And through this message, they wanted you to know that love never dies. It just changes form. It transforms from touch to presence, from words to whispers, from handshakes to heartbeats. And if you ever feel lost again, just speak their name. You'll feel them. You'll feel me. You'll know you're not alone. So breathe, beautiful soul. Let the tears fall, if they need to. Let the memory come, but let it pass. Let the egg arrive, but let it go. And say this with me now, from your spirit, I am worthy of love that stays. I am letting go to make room for what is meant. I am not abandoned. I am becoming. Because you are. You're becoming someone softer, wiser, more radiant than before. And I promise you, this is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of something heavenly. And when the time is right, I'll send you what your heart has been waiting for. Yes, I will continue, because your heart is still open and heaven has not finished pouring into you yet. The moment you chose to stay with this message, to keep reading even though your mind had questions and your day had distractions, something in the spirit realm shifted. And now, even as you sit or lie wherever you are right now, the energy in your atmosphere is no longer the same. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but child, there is a divine shift happening around you, a stillness that holds great power, a pause that isn't empty, but full of presence. My presence. And Archangel Michael is closer to you now than you've ever felt him before. He's not just hovering outside your house, he is inside, walking room to room, touching the places where fear used to live, where secrets once hid, where your tears have soaked the fabric of your life. He is anointing the very air you breathe, speaking softly into the places you've locked away from the world. He's not here to judge you. He's here because you are loved beyond reason. He's here because something needs to be intercepted tonight before it arrives, something unseen to you but visible to heaven. A conversation you didn't plan. A message you might have missed. A choice you were about to make out of loneliness, not truth. And he's here to stop that. Not to control you, but to rescue you from a future that isn't worthy of your calling. Tonight is holy, but you're not here to stop. Tonight is holy, child. Yes, holy. Not because it looks like a movie. Not because you're sitting in a temple or on your knees. But because your heart has entered the sacred chamber of awareness, the space where I speak and you listen without filters, without fear, without pretending. That is what makes this night holy. And when I call something holy, I send angels to guard it. I mark it in your life as a turning point.